Hey guys, Martinkin here, bringing you a Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video. And so today on Twitter we finally got confirmation of something that we had been discussing leading up to the Global Dokkan campaign, because of course remember that the Global Dokkan campaign, to be a celebration to celebrate Global's anniversary, is essentially the worldwide celebration but moved up to an earlier slot in the year. And a question that had come up just before the GDC, or like as it was starting, I saw a couple of people talking about the memorial stones, as in the specific ones, because we know they used the same colour and everything for the gem that we got during the 10th anniversary, where you could get one of the free characters from Purunga. But usually this is the stone that you get just before, just as the worldwide celebration is beginning, that is based on the number of stones that you've spent throughout the year. And the more you've spent, the more of these you get, and then you're able to trade them in for tickets and get units and all this kind of stuff. And so people had been asking before the Global Dokkan campaign started, are we going to be getting these memorial stones? And it was very clear as we got closer and closer to the GDC and we got the data downloads and stuff, that these stones were nowhere to be seen. So some of us had thought that maybe this would be an unfortunate victim to the sink, and that this is going to not be a thing anymore. But we have confirmation today from the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle official Twitter page. The treasure item Memorial Dragonstone as a gift in the new campaign starting in September. So get one Memorial Dragonstone 6 as a gift for every 50 stones used in the year. And it gives us the calculation period, which is the 20th of the 8th, so the 20th of August, 2024, at like 10 PM specifically, randomly, to the 21st of August, 2025, at just before 10 PM. So essentially we've still got like 7 days where stones that you spend will be included in this calculation period. Now this is, you get one memorial stone for every 50 stones that you've spent within that year, within this calculation period, and that applies to literally anything. So stones that you've spent like refreshing your stamina, stones that you've spent resetting your hidden potential, like anything that costs stones. I was about to say stones from like continuing, which I mean most events don't let you do, and you should never waste stones on that anyway, but stones spent for absolutely everything, including obviously summoning. So the amount that you'll get is going to vary, of course. If you're free to play and you've been spending, like, you know, saving your stones for the anniversary and the GDC and then like going ham, then you still will have spent a good like couple of thousand stones in the space of 1 year. But yeah, these are very interesting because they allow you to get a bunch of tickets that you can trade for like a whole bunch of older units. But the funny thing is, has always been with these tickets and these stones, the bigger a whale you are, the more of these stones you're going to get, but the less useful they are. Because obviously if you're a massive whale and you spend thousands and thousands of stones every year, you're not really missing a lot of units, except for maybe some like dupes for the newest units possible. But for people who are free to play or like low spenders, these are really, really good, because even though you won't get as many stones as maybe somebody else, you'll potentially be able to get a whole bunch of useful stuff that you didn't have before, right? So if we take a look back to, this is the Memorial Stone Shop. Unfortunately, the wiki doesn't get updated really much anymore. So this is from the Worldwide Celebration 2023, not 2024. But I think 2024, we did the same thing. So they added a thing. I think it might have been starting with 2023. Was it there for 22? No, it wasn't. Yeah, so starting with 2023, they added a thing where not only can these stones, they can be traded 1 for 1 for tickets that allow you to summon on a banner, or you could trade 5 of them for a rainbow ticket. And these were obviously like the special ones that you could use on the actual new banners, and it had a limit of 21. So obviously you could spend a bunch of your stones to get some of those tickets and potentially pull the new unit for free, which will be really interesting, because this is going to be dropping around the time of like the Tanabata stuff, or what would have been the Tanabata. So I wonder if they'll do this and we'll be able to get rainbow tickets that you can use on the Tanabata LR banner, because that would be really, really good. You'd have to get 105 of these memorial stones in order to buy all 21 of the tickets. But that's what, 105, it's per 50 stones spent. So you'd have to have spent 5,250 stones throughout the year. Now Dokkan, I would say it does give out that much in 1 year, because like the anniversary and GDC alone give out way over 1,000. But then I suppose they're the two biggest celebrations of the year, so maybe it doesn't quite come to that. But I would say those are definitely a good use of the stones. The other thing you could do with them instead of trading them for tickets is you could just trade them straight up for a unit. It was 150 of the stones, but like it's not the greatest exchange because like even the best and then worst unit on this list both cost 150 stones. But if there's one specific unit that you want, like it's the only one that you need, that gives you the option to get them. Because in the past I've gone into this or these celebrations only needing like one character. Like I think years ago it was like Physical Piccolo was the only one I was missing, right? So I exchanged all of my stones for tickets except for 150 stones. Then I did all of those ticket summons, and for all of those ticket summons I probably had hundreds of tickets then because I whaled a bit more back then. I didn't pull a single copy of the Physical Piccolo, so then I used the last 150 stones to just buy him to make sure that I actually got him. Because that's the thing, right? You could summon and you could get the unit that you actually want. So that's something that I would recommend, right? If there's one specific unit you want, but you get more than 150 memorial stones, you can trade in some for tickets and leave yourself 150 left over. Do those summons, and hey, if you then pull the character that you actually need off of those tickets, you could then trade the other stones in for more tickets. But it's quite hard because obviously, as you can see, there are a ton of units on the banners. We're going to take a look at last year's banners as well. So pulling the one specific unit that you need is a pretty low chance overall, unfortunately. But obviously, free stuff, we always appreciate free summons. So if we take a look over here at the Dokkan info and take a look at the banners, so there's always two banners now because there's so many units, A and B, so you can trade them for tickets for banner A or B. And you can see from last year we have like Turles, Kale, like some of the recent Dokkan Fests, but it's not like the most recent Dokkan Fests. In fact, I think it's the Saiyan Day. Yeah, Majin Vegeta's on here, and he was the Saiyan Day unit from the year before. Because yeah, last year's Saiyan Day was Tech Vegeta, so Tech Vegeta will probably be on one of these banners. But this year's Saiyan Day unit, which is obviously the beginning of DB Saga Kid Goku, won't be on either of these banners, right? So they only go so far with the Dokkan Fests. We might see some from the end of last year. Maybe it'll go as far as like Slug or Buhan because they were near the end of the year. But we probably won't see any of the Dokkan Fests from this year. So like even Daima Vegeta, and then going into Kid Goku, STR Cell, Tau, obviously, like we won't see those guys on here. Some of the newer units were the Golden Week units from the year before, so again these slots could maybe be taken up by like Fat Boo and AGL Goku, which would kind of suck because they're on the banners for the Gohan, Goten and Trunks at the moment. So these banners are never going to be anything super crazy. The other thing though, if you do get the tickets to just summon, you do have all the unfeatured characters. So not only do we have all of these banner units, including some of the newer ones that were out at the time, but we do also obviously have LRs unfeatured in the banner as well. So if you're someone who doesn't really need specifically any of like the Dokkan Fests here that you could pick up for either 150 stones or just try your luck with the tickets, maybe trying your luck with the tickets and potentially pulling dupes for some of the unfeatured LRs would be pretty good. Because I don't know how new the unfeatured LRs went up to, because there's the possibility that like Tau and like Pycon and stuff would be in the pool for these unfeatured LRs, because they normally are on all of the unfeatured non-Dokkan Fest banners now. So either way, this is pretty good. Like at the end of the day, like I said, the banners aren't like mind-blowing. They are mostly older units, but these are free summons that you get at the end of the day. And the more stones that you've used throughout the year, the more of these tickets you'll get. And then, like I say, you can either go for trading in for a specific unit that you want to make sure you walk away with that unit. If you get 150 stones, of course. Annoyingly, you know, you've got up until, we said we've got, what, like a few days left before the cutoff period ends. But you obviously have no way to know in-game how many you got. So, RIP, I guess, to everybody who ends up getting 149 memorial stones, and you need that 150 for the specific unit. But yeah, this is very cool. It's just a nice little interesting thing that Dokkan does for free. And as I said, we were really unsure at this point whether we were even going to get them this year with the way everything had been moved around. So I do think people obviously, and quite rightly I guess, would be really disappointed if this wasn't a thing anymore. Dokkan obviously has been doing a lot more stuff recently that's generous in terms of free summons, like free tickets, Dokkan Day like twice a month, the Seriously Serious event, things like the GDC, giving out those tickets that gave you a 44% chance summon. Like, I know not everyone got lucky with those, but those are really cool, like free things that the game is giving out, allowing more people to pull these new units without having to spend a whole bunch of stones or obviously actual money. So this is pretty cool. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. How many stones did you get last year, if you remember? Do you think you will get more or less this year? I've definitely slowed down a lot on my spending in the game. So I think last year I got less than the year before. The couple of years before, I'd gotten more every year. And then last year I got less than the year before. And I'm fairly sure that this year I will get less than the year before as well. But I'm still kind of in that position where really for me, only the newer units that have just come out are the ones that I don't have or need dupes for, and they won't be on these banners anyway. So I'll probably just do what I normally do for fun, which is just trade them all in for the tickets and do all the ticket summons on a stream or something. So obviously hopefully you guys will be there and check that out, and you can let me know exactly how many that you got as well. Now the thing it says, look for further updates, because it gives us the calculation period, and then it does say as a gift for the new campaign starting in September. So currently we do not have a confirmed date as to when we will get the memorial stones, but it does seem to be obviously here stating that as the new campaign starts in September, it probably won't be until the beginning of September at the earliest that we get the memorial stones. So let me know all your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. Do you have thoughts already on what you plan to do with them? Let me know all of your thoughts on this stuff. Big W that this is still a thing. So let me know what you think in the comments. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.